House of the Dragon season 3 Episode 8 opens with a king believed dead returning on Sunfyre, a queen declaring herself chosen by prophecy, and a dragon rider burning both sides of the war. But the finale's real twist is not who wins Tumbleton. It is the moment Rhaenyra stops asking the realm to accept her and decides destiny gives her permission to force it. Why did Ulf betray everyone? What did Helaena's Tapestry warn? And has the Iron Throne already turned Rhaenyra into the monster she feared? Episode 8 begins when Rhaenyra learns that Aegon and Sunfyre survived. The small folk treat the king's return as judgment from the gods, and she initially panics. Daemon tells her that the realm understands only strength, so she orders Hugh and Vermithor to guard King's Landing and commands Daemon to destroy the high tower resistance at Tumbleton, yet she finishes with, "Do not make a monster of me," placing responsibility for her own order onto him. Her need for control spreads through the Red Keep. Rhaenyra confines Baela after she accuses the queen of treating people as tools, then dismisses Mysaria, who escapes and warns Helaena about Aegon. At Harrenhal, Alice reveals that ancient magic has bound her there for a century. Aegon arrives on Sunfyre, Aemond kneels and confesses, and Aegon recruits him to recover Vhagar and fight Rhaenyra. Before the battle, Gwaine and Corlys offer Daemon a divided peace. Daemon would control the Reach, while Rhaenyra retained the Iron Throne. Corlys urges him to spare Tumbleton, but Daemon rejects compromise and takes Corlys back. Rhaenyra then marches into the Grand Sept in armor and demands an anointing. When the High Septon refuses and calls her a princess, she declares him a traitor and orders Alyn to kill him. Outside, she reveals Aegon the Conqueror's prophecy, claims her bloodline alone can save Westeros, and calls herself Rhaenyra the Chosen, the prince that was promised. This is not in Fire and Blood. The show uses it to turn her private fear into public religion. At Tumbleton, Daemon attacks while Ormond uses the townspeople to deter his dragon. Hugh leaves his assigned position because Cat is trapped inside, while Ulf is missing and drunk. When Ormond finds him, his promised respect disappears. He humiliates Ulf and treats him as Rhaenyra and Daemon did, a low-born weapon expected to obey. Ulf mounts Silverwing and attacks Rhaenyra's soldiers, then turns on Tumbleton itself. He does not join the Greens, he chooses no side, destroying the victory both factions expected to control. Ormond and Roderick Dustin die, Daeron's fate remains uncertain, and Corlys leads Daemon away. Hugh finds Cat dead, leaving his loyalty unresolved. This is the biggest book change. In Fire and Blood, Hugh and Ulf become the two betrayers together. Here, only Ulf turns. After Helaena's death, Rhaenyra discovers her prophetic tapestry, connecting Helaena's fate with Rhaenyra on the Iron Throne amid dragons, fire, and grasping hands. Rhaenyra sees confirmation of destiny, but it may warn that winning the throne and surviving what it makes of her are different things. Now the deeper meaning begins. Rhaenyra's transformation is built on moral disengagement, making cruelty feel acceptable by renaming it duty. She does not tell herself that she wants absolute power. She says Aegon's return leaves no alternative. Prophecy makes her responsible for humanity's future, and every person she uses is a necessary sacrifice. "Do not make a monster of me," exposes the pattern. She gives the order, then places responsibility for its consequences onto Daemon. The prophecy completes this transformation by turning ambition into obligation. If Rhaenyra merely wants the throne, she can still question the cost. If she believes the world needs her on it, anyone opposing her becomes an enemy of the future. The High Septon is no longer a leader who disagrees with her, Baela is no longer family offering honest criticism, and Hugh and Ulf are no longer people with loyalties of their own. They become obstacles, assets, or evidence inside the story she tells about herself. Ulf is the consequence of that worldview. 3 nobles try to write his identity for him, and his answer is to burn every script. Helaena's Tapestry offers the opposite warning. Someone can become so certain of destiny that even an image of destruction looks like proof of victory. That is the unseen pattern at the center of House of the Dragon's Season 3 ending. Tyrants rarely begin by admitting they value power more than people. They begin by convincing themselves that only their power can protect people, and once control feels like a moral duty, everything done to preserve it starts looking justified.